Hi, good morning. How are you? Thank you for remaining here on our YouTube channel. Thank you for being part of our big family. Thank you for always being there for us, watching our content, watching our videos, liking our videos, and most of all, commenting. You can't imagine how happy I am when I'm reading through your comments. And I can't overemphasize on exactly how I get encouraged whenever I read your comments, because sometimes I always say sometimes you just need to hear somebody telling you, we are seeing what you're doing, we can see you're doing an amazing job, you're doing good, may God bless you. And that's all at times you need for you to keep going on, and for you to have the energy to keeping on, keep moving on, and keep doing what you are supposed to do. And yes, it's a morning. As you can see, I'm still in my 90s, and I've just gotten up. It's early morning, and then as I was waking up today, I didn't sleep so well. I don't know why, although at times it happens, and I lose sleep in the middle of the night, or maybe I wake up earlier than I wanted to wake up, and then I have got so many things going through my mind, and a lot going through my mind. But today something crossed my mind, and I thought it's good that I share with you people. And it is the assumptions that people made when I received these girls in my house. As you all know, you are part of this family, and for the sake of those that are joining us and those who are new and they do not know why we have to have this channel of touching lives through love, they don't understand why are we so excited about the progress, the milestones that the girls are having. These girls are my foster daughters. I love them so much. There are 3 girls, and so I'll keep just highlighting little by little, just highlights as we pass, why we have the girls, so that for the new members, they can understand and be able to pick up from where we are and exactly understand why are we having this channel called Touching Lives Through Love. And basically this channel, actually we started it so that we can have like a common ground where we get the girls' progress as a family, because you're one big family and people are from different places. There are people in the US, there are people in diaspora, there are people in different places of the world. And now that the story of these girls is already in the public domain, is already out there, and everybody got to know about these girls through the videos that we did in the year 2020 of how we rescued these girls from the slum. There are new ones who are joining us now who did not know our story when it was starting. So for the sake of the new family members, I'll very briefly be touching why we have the girls. And yes, this morning I woke up thinking of the assumptions that people made when I got these girls into my house. For the new members, the girls, I got them in the year 2020 when COVID hit our country, and they used to live in the slum called Korogocho slums. They used to live with their father, and unfortunately the father who had made the 8-year girl his wife, and he could do the unspeakable to her, and he messed up her life. But God is restoring her life. It's a long story that I will not be able to keep repeating every time and then. But what I will be doing, I will be putting the link to that whole story in our description box down there. In our comment, the pinned comment will be having that link, so that if you want to go back and watch the whole of that story, you can click on that link, and then it's going to direct you to that video. But basically that is the highlight of why we have the girls in my house. We got them from the slum. They don't have a mother, and here we are with them in my house. I'm their new mother. I'm their new mother, and the father has already been sentenced 20 years for sexually molesting this girl over and over again, and we are happy for justice that was served. Yes, so that's the brief and the highlight. I'll be keeping it very brief because the whole story will be in our pinned comment down there. Go click the link and watch the story. So when I got these girls into my house, it was not a walk in the park. I remember that fateful day when now we picked them, we took them to the hospital for medical examination, and the doctor confirmed that now these girls have been defiled by the father. From there, we went to the police station, where now we submitted the medical report, and the police arrested the man. And all that was happening at night. It was at night, and I remember it was actually going to midnight. It was past 11 p.m. It was going to midnight, and then we were a big group that we had been working with the whole day. So now we are here, we are at the police. We have the medical confirmation that this girl has been defiled. We have the father already arrested, and now he's in the cell, in the police cell. He's just there waiting for the next way forward. And now that's when it dawned on us. We got the father arrested. This father is the only person these girls have. Is the only person they used to live with. And we have the girls with us. We cannot take them back into their shanty house in the slum, because how do you leave small little girls? At that time they were very tiny. The big one was 8, the other one was 5, and then the smallest was 3 years. So how do you take these small girls back into that shanty in the slum, at the heart of the slum, to live there alone, to be there on their way? There is no relative, we don't know anybody. We cannot be so blind and assume that they'll be okay by themselves and their little girls. There is no, if there was maybe a teenage one or a bigger one who could have taken care of the others, maybe the story would have been different. But now this time round, we are dealing with babies, small babies. So we thought about them, and everybody was like, wow. So where do we take the girls? So where are the girls going? So what do we do with the girls? And actually everybody now got stranded. Mission accomplished, everything well done. And actually I clap for my team, because they did an amazing job. Big ups to them. COVID-19 response team 2020. God bless you guys. I will always appreciate you. I love the energy, the love, the care that you worked with when you were working during that COVID time in the year 2020. And may God bless you for doing an amazing job. So it's going to midnight. We have the girls with us. Nobody has an idea what you're going to do with the girls. So everybody is ready to go home. The next question is, as we go home, where do we take the girls? Where do we leave the girls? What do we do with the girls? That was something that made us get stranded for some minutes there in the police station. But remember, when those who have watched that story, that video, personally, when I first went to these girls' home, the first day I went to their home, I don't know what happened in my heart. You know, like the way we hear in the Bible that when Elizabeth visited, the baby in the womb leaped. I think I can relate to that, because the first time I visited these girls in the slum, I felt something in my spirit that I can't be able to explain up to today. And one very critical scene that has stuck into my mind so much, and I will never be able to get it out. Of course, we were all shocked to see that a family is living right outside the sewage. But for me, what was so shocking and what has remained so much in my mind is the fact that there is this 8-year-old girl who has never, ever in her life stepped in a classroom. She has never been to school. For 8 years, she wakes up every day. She becomes the mommy to the other 3 girls. She becomes the wife to the man at night. And she does the wifely and the motherly duties during the day. And you know, And that is the order of her day, day by day. She just sits somewhere and watches as other kids are going to school. And I remember the first time we interacted with this girl is the day we asked her, where do you go to school? You know, like the way you want to make friends with the kids. The first thing you are like, where do you go to school? Who is your teacher? Who is your best friend in school? Do you like your school? Like something like that, to just break the ice and get to bond with the child. So we went in the same way and started asking the girl, so where do you go to school? And even before we asked the next question, she said, I don't go to school. We asked her why. Because I just stay at home. Why do you stay at home? And then she told us, because daddy want to take us to the village, to be living in the village. We are talking of an 8-year-old child who basically should have been in grade 2. 8 years is around grade 2. Ideally, she should be in grade 2. But then this girl has never seen how a classroom looks like. Even the other two have never been to school. She has never been to kindergarten. And here she is, she's saying the father is planning to take them to the village. Maybe because that time there was a lot of problems when COVID kicked in. The people lost their jobs and there was no money and life was difficult. And I think maybe that's why the father was thinking to take them to the village. My assumption, I don't know. So I remember when that girl said she doesn't go to school, it hit my softest spot. I'll tell you why it really hit me in a very special way. So we asked this girl, so do you want to go to the village? She said no. And then we asked her, why don't you want to go to the village like daddy is suggesting? And I remember the sadness in this girl's face. And she said, I don't want to go to the village because I want to go to school. She has never been to school to know how a school looks like. She has never been in school uniform, but she sees other kids wearing uniform and going to school every day as she is remaining at home, looking and taking care of her siblings. At that point, I remember my tears came out. Why did I cry at that statement? I cried because I very fast related to this girl, because myself, at some point when I was in high school, I dropped out of school for 7 good years. 7 years I stayed at home without money to go to school. Every day I'm admiring people who are going to school. Every day I'm praying and trusting God that one day I'll be able to go back to school. 7 years I did all manner of odd jobs. I got employed as a house girl for 2 years. I got married at an early age because of not knowing what's the way forward. I got married to the wrong person because I had a vacuum that I wanted to fill in. And even that marriage ended up breaking up because, you know, there are those things that you rush to because there's a vacuum that you want to fill. So there was this vacuum of me, I want to go back to school, and I've tried all I can to fill it. I've tried to look for relatives to be able to sponsor me. I've tried to look for friends. I've tried to look for scholarship everywhere, and it is not working. So the only way I felt I needed to fill this vacuum, I got married very, very young. But the marriage broke up and ended. I don't have regrets for that, so don't feel sorry. I'm happy that it ended. It was a toxic marriage. It was a toxic marriage that would have costed my life, because in that marriage things were so tough to a point I actually attempted suicide, and God saved my life, and God gave me a second chance to live. The story of how I attempted suicide, I rarely speak about it, and it has come. It has come, so it's a story for another day. I'll come one day and give you the experience I had in that marriage. It was a bad one, and I attempted suicide. I almost died, but God saved my life, and here I am for a reason and for a purpose. A story for another day. So keep it here, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that the day I'll upload a video on how I attempted suicide in my marriage that failed, you'll be able to get that video. So later I got scholarship, and I got well-wishers pay school fees for me. I went back to school after 7 years of being at home, doing odd jobs like being employed as a house girl, selling in a grocery, kibanda, you know, like kibanda. I would katia watu skuma. Na katia watu skuma, nauzia watu nyanya, mboga, waru, and all that. That time we lived in Dandora. You know, 7 years of seeing myself into the wrong marriage, into the wrong place with the wrong person. 7 years of seeing myself now with a baby. I got my girl Abigail, our big sister, in that marriage. And after 7 years, God had mercy on me, and God came through for me. And I went back to school, and I got people to sponsor me. And after high school, I got some fundraising done for me. I'll give a comprehensive story on that. It was done on air, on radio, and that's how I was able to join campus, and here I am. So when this girl said, I don't want to go to the village, I want to go to school, it hit me so hard, so deep on my soft spot, and I just cried. I couldn't hold my tears back, because I saw myself in this girl. I heard her voice, and I could remember my voice that time when I kept calling for help, crying for help, asking people, please come and give me scholarship, please come and take me back to school. And doors were closed, and doors were not opening until God's time. So when I heard this girl's thirst for education, I purposed immediately, without a second thought. I purposed, even that time we had not known the story of what the father does to the girl, but I purposed, you know, those things that you do without a second thought. I said, this girl, I'm gonna do whatever that I'm able to do, but I am going to make sure this girl goes to school. In my small way, I will look for friends, we get her uniforms, we get her books, we get her school fees, and we get her go to school. 8 years is not funny. Being at home, never been to a kindergarten, never been to a preschool, never been, you know, it is just sad. So immediately, without a second thought, I said, this girl is going to school. This girl is me back then when I wanted to be in school, but I couldn't have help. And so I said, I'm going to take the girl to school. But later, we came to learn about what the father does to them, and it was unbearable. And so they had to come, we had to rescue them now to my house. And we are actually now into our third year since I started living with the girls in my home. And now they're happy and going to school and doing well in school. And actually, this particular girl is a genius, academically on point. Although we ragged her, she's ragging behind, because as per her age, she should be in around grade 4, going to grade 5, but now she's in grade 1. Because of that delay that she had, we had to put her some classes behind. To me, it doesn't matter. To me, the most important thing is that she is in school, in class, learning like her heart desired. And I thank God that I have witnessed that, and I have seen her go to school, because that is the number one thing I promised myself when I saw these girls in the slum. I said, God help me. God, please help me. This girl will go back to school. Not go back to school, will go to school, because she has never been to school. This girl will go to school. And so, the reason why I was doing this video is to let you know the kind of assumptions I got from people when I received this girl. Assumption number 1. Everybody thought I'm taking these girls for a small season, for a short season, for a few days, and then I send them away, maybe to a children's home, or get tired with them and just, you know, take them away from my home. I don't blame those who had that assumption, because even myself, I was not clear in my mind for how long do I want to have the girls in my house. Remember, we picked them at night. Allow me to sip my green tea. I usually take some green tea in the morning, early in the morning, and it does me well. So I don't blame those who assumed that I'm with the girls for a few days, because even myself, I didn't know, and it was not clear in my mind for how long I'm planning to have these girls. If you asked me that 3 years down the line the girls would be in my house, I would have said maybe no, because I knew I'm having the girls that night when everybody is now stranded and asking what do we do with the girls, where do we take the girls. I said, let them come and sleep in my house, then tomorrow we shall know what to do. So we came with the girls, and I thought they are sleeping over, and maybe spend a few days as we get to see and get a solution. But then now when they came into my house, few days after being in my house, they all fell sick, and I took them to the hospital. And that's the part now you hear me speak in the other video of how I got shocked when they were given dewormers, and they would drop worms everywhere. When they are playing in the compound, they drop live worms, not dead, live, you know those whole, not live but whole ones. You know the way we take the dewormers and it digests the worms, they come out with their stool, but this time round they were coming whole, the whole of it like this. And the doctor told me it's because there are too many, that's why they are coming out whole. And so that time, now I had to add the days they are staying in my house, because they have been given medication. Here they have started even dropping worms. I've never seen that. The small one, the one who was 3 years, was so malnourished such that her bones could not hold her weight. You know, she was 3 years, but she was weighing 8 kilos. 3 years weighing 8 kilos. Absolutely unheard of. So she could only be carried or crawl on her four. Her feet could not stand. And then her speech was delayed because of being malnourished. She was not talking, she could not speak, she could not say anything at 3 years. So I had now to give these girls some time to stay in my house, to take medication, take care of them, at least see that they have stabilized a bit. And so I thought, let them stay for a week or two, then we can find a solution. And then when it came to a week or two, I now started getting a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure from everywhere and everywhere and everywhere. That time, me, I'm not working. We are not going to work, because during COVID-19 time, that's the year 2020, a lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of people stopped working, a lot of people stayed at home, and I was one of them. So people are calling me, friends are calling me with genuine concern. They're saying, Gladys, you are crazy. You can't add people into your family at a time like this, when economically things are very tough and very bad. And so you need to send the girls to the children's home. In my family, people are pressuring me, how can you have extra people in your house? Friends, from every corner, I used to get a lot of pressure. So those who assumed that the girls are staying with me just for a short time, somehow maybe they were right, because even me, I didn't know there is a long-term plan to them staying into my house. But now, as time went by, this girl was a victim to the father, was given the PrEP's medication. This PrEP's medication are taken for 28 days. So in my mind, again, I thought, let me have the girls for the 28 days. That's basically like a month. And then we we're gonna see the way forward and where to take them after the 1 month is over. But as we went on staying with the girls, the bond continues being so tight. We continued loving them, we continued becoming a family with them, until now we reached to a point where by now we were saying, if for sure we are to take these girls somewhere to a children's home or something, it would be so difficult. Actually, we were saying, if they are going, we would say they are going next week, then we would sit as a family, and then we say, let's prepare how we shall say goodbye. So we shall start by hugging, and then we cry, and then now we say bye, and then we were like, how will we say goodbye, you know? And then at times we would say, we'll hug them closing our eyes and tell them bye closing our eyes, because we don't want to see them go. We had become that tight, and the bond had become that tight. So that's assumption number 1. I didn't know that the girls are staying this long. Many people knew they are only with me for few days. Assumption number 2. Lynn Ngugi, a very beautiful lady with such a golden heart, called me and requested that we do a video about the story of the girls. And when Lynn called me, I was very hesitant, because remember, I have pressure from all corners to take the girls out. Everybody is looking at me with funny eyes. Oh, we know you are just with the girls for a few days. We know this is just going to end. So when Lynn called me and said that she wanted us to do a video about the girls, the video that now I'm referring you to, I was a little bit hesitant and skeptical. I didn't know whether we should do it or not, but Lynn encouraged me into it, and we did the video, and I thank God that we did that video. Thank you so much, Lynn. May God forever bless you, bless you, bless you. Lynn is such a sweet lady with an amazing spirit, a beautiful heart. May God bless you for giving me the courage to do that video, because look, now I have a big family that joined us and that we can talk to. So when Lynn did that video, now the second assumption came in, and which somehow really broke my heart, because now people assumed, oh, she's with the girls for the camera. She's with the girls for the camera. She's just there for the show. She just wanted to be in the video. She just wants the world to see her. You know, she's there with the girls just for the video. She for the camera. That assumption broke my heart. And I remember I told God, God, please, you know, I'm not with these girls for the camera. When I picked them, I even never knew that we could do a video with Lynn. I never knew we could do. I never had a thought of even going on video or going on camera with this girl. It just came later. So I said, God, you know that I'm not with these girls for the camera. Please help me. So that's assumption number 2 that really hurt my heart. But now I'm over it. And the reason now I'm over it is because look at us now. We are 3 years down the line. The video is already old. If it was for the camera, the cameras are not coming every day, then I would have given up on these girls. But here we are. It's not for the camera, as is a divine connection and for lifetime until when God says otherwise. So I thank God. And actually, those that have been following the follow-up stories that Lynn Ngugi has done on her channel, Lynn Ngugi Show, and you people just go to the Lynn Ngugi Show, the Lynn Ngugi channel. It's a beautiful channel. Just go there. She has amazing videos, amazing story of different people, great stories, and you shall find our follow-ups on that video, on that channel. Every time Lynn would call me and she wants to do a follow-up story, she kept telling me, Gladys, my people want to know, how are you doing with the girls? Are you still with the girls? One question I answer up to today, when somebody who saw our video or who is seeing that video now calls, you know, they are like, are you still with the girls? Are you still living with the girls? Are the girls still in your house? So Lynn would come and tell me, Gladys, we need to do a follow-up video because people are asking, are you still with the girls? So we need to do a video for them to see that you are still with the girls. So ours was not for the camera. Ours was a divine assignment that has to be done as per God's will. So that was assumption number 2. Assumption number 3 is the one now that gets me confused. And now, after now, people saw that we are not there for the camera, we are not with the girls for a few days. Actually, we are really living with them. Actually, we are determined to live together. The other big assumption was Gladys is a rich woman. Gladys has a lot of money. Gladys is so rich and so wealthy, and Gladys is doing super well. You know, Gladys is good, and that's why she's adding 3 kids, not 1 but 3. 1, 2, 3. That's why she's adding these 3 kids in her house, because she has got this too much money and she only has 1 biological child. So with her too much money, she doesn't know what to do with the money but add the 3 girls to her family. I say thank you, God, because you're gonna make me a rich woman in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. I received the blessing of being a rich woman. But trust you me, when I picked these girls, we were really struggling, because remember, as I mentioned earlier, I was not going to work back then. Things were tough in our country economically. And as you listen to that video, you'll hear somewhere I'm saying I had instructed our house manager that every time we buy 1 packet of milk, we divide it into half, so that 1 half we cook it today and the other half we cook it tomorrow. Regardless of how light the tea is going to be, I didn't care. All I wanted is that we are here. The little that we have, we are going to share. When we were just me, my daughter, and our house manager, the 3 of us, we just used to take 1 packet of milk, take thick tea, you know, that nice tea. But now that the family has increased, actually has doubled from 3 to 6 people in the house. So I instructed my house manager, what you're going to do is make sure that you divide 1 packet of milk into 2. Cook it for 2 days. So I did not take these girls because I am the richest or the wealthiest, or I have too much and extra that I don't know where to take. I took these girls because I loved them first. When I saw them, I had compassion on them, and I thought behind my mind, sharing is caring. And never mistake sharing to having too much. Sharing starts with the little that you have. The little as this glass of water, you know. If you get this glass of water and there's somebody there who is thirsty, it's just 1 glass, and maybe there's no access to another glass of water, and you tell them, you can sip my water, you can have my water, you know. To me, that is what caring is all about. And I don't know, I didn't know how to work with that assumption, because now I could not go to friends to ask for help. Everywhere I go, everybody's looking at me like this rich woman. Everybody's looking at me like, please also me help me here. Please also me do this for me. I also have this and this and this need. Please give me this money, you know. And I was confused. To date, I am still, I don't know where I belong. I'm confused. I don't know where I belong. I don't know where I should be. I should belong to the category of people that actually are the ones that needs to be helped and to be assisted. Because honestly speaking, being a single mother and raising 4 kids alone, I need support. I need help. I need assistance. I need people to hold my hand and walk the journey with me. It's not easy. It's not a walk in the park. Actually, I'm the one that needs support. If it's only that I can't go there saying and speaking and telling everybody I need support. But I am in that category of people that need support to see that these girls eat, these girls go to school, these girls dress, these girls have books, these girls are living well. So I would, maybe myself, I would categorize myself there on the side of the people that need to be supported and assisted. But the world has placed me on this other side of a rich woman who has it all, who is doing well, who has everything, who is rich, who has got money. So I'm in between there. I don't know what to do with that kind of assumption. But it is there. I'm still fighting with it today. I'm still trying to find myself out of it. So my bottom line, what I concluded, I said two things. God, number one, it is either God, now you turn me into this rich, super rich, wealthy woman. Make me rich, financially stable, financially free, so that now I become what people see. You know, I become, people are saying I'm helping the rich girls because I'm rich and wealthy. Now God, make me be what they are seeing, and even much more. Or prayer number two, God, because you know me, I need people to hold my hand in raising up these 3 girls, plus my girl, 4 girls. God, you know I am a single mother. God, you know I'm doing this single-handedly. Bring me destiny helpers. Bring me people who will understand the weight of parenting 4 kids alone, to walk the journey with me, to hold my hand, to support me, and to see that the girls go to schools, the girls are living well, the girls having a good life. People who will not now mistake me for a rich woman, but take me for who I am. Understand that this is just a simple woman who took a step of helping other kids, other person's kids that I don't know. So she needs help, she needs support where necessary. God, bring those people in my life. So that was another assumption that I still don't know how to go around it up to today. Another assumption was that I am an old woman. That was a funny one. That was a funny one because when I took these girls, the story of these girls went viral and went out there in the public domain. So I would be called even for radio interviews. And you know, when you're doing radio interviews, people are not seeing you, they can only hear your voice. So when people are listening and hearing my voice and then they call, our number has always been public, and there's a reason why we keep our number public. A big reason why we keep our cell phone number public. And even right now we're gonna put it right here, because these kids could one day maybe locate their families. How will they locate us if we don't let our numbers be out there? So we have this number that is always public, and the number is +254 713 314 522. +254 713 314 522. That's the number. You can get us at any time. And there's a reason why we keep it public ever since the time we did the video with Lynn Googie. Even Lynn Googie put that number on her video, and we said if there's any genuine relative for these kids out there, that's the number to get in touch with us. And even the email, we always pin it down there. So those who had me on radio would call, and then they would be like, I'm shocked. I thought you are an old woman. You know, old people, when they get to a certain age, that's when they start feeling a little bit lonely, and they feel like they have done everything they wanted to do in life. So now they just want kids to be around them and kids to stay around them. And I'm like, no. I'm not an old woman. Actually, this year in September, I celebrated my 40th birthday. So that assumption was just hilarious one, and I just laughed it out, and it was just a funny one. And the other assumption was are you really a single mother? I had people doubting whether I'm a single mother, and some people came to visit our home, those who are in our country and in Nairobi. Some, not all, but some visited to verify with their 2 eyes. We went to that house, and yes, she's a single mother. So people are like, are you sure you're a single mother? And you're taking another bigger burden on yourself? How are you going to do this? we don't believe you're a single mother. Could your husband be maybe far away or staying somewhere far away from you, and then he comes sometimes, or are you really a single mother? So the other assumption was like, I'm not really a single mother, and some people came to verify that even from the house, and they were shocked when they found that I'm a single mother. And I think this one came because you know, there's a way people take single mothers in the society, and I'm gonna be doing a series on my single mother journey, how it has been being a single mother since my marriage broke up. What have I gone through as a single mother, my life and my story as a single mother. I'm gonna do that series because it is so sad how the community takes the single mothers. We are victimized, we are marginalized, we are taken to be these evil women, loose women who went there and just gave birth, and now you are in the community to bother the community. At times we are even branded husband snatchers, at times we are even branded home breakers, you know. And even when married people see you near their husbands, maybe just saying hi or just talking and discussing something general, they're like, ooh, I hope my husband is safe. You know, there's just that notion of a very bad negative notion of who a single mother is. A single mother in the eyes of the community is seen to be this woman who should always be running after the baby daddy for help, for child maintenance, this weakly woman that cannot do much for herself. There's just a very bad negative image and picture painted out there about single mothers, and that's why I had a lot of people doubting whether I'm really a single mother who is taking up 3 kids to come and live with and take care of them and take them to school. I could understand them. But then when I had that assumption, I said, good. Then deep down in my heart, I am determined to take care of these girls more than ever before, to prove to the world that single mothers can do what any other mother can do. Single mothers can do great things. Single mothers can stand for themselves. Single mothers can, you know, we have single mothers with sanity. We have single mothers who are focused in life. We have single mothers whose interest is not just to snatch people's husband or break people's home. We have single mothers with bigger purpose in life than that. You know, we have a category of single mothers that are focused in life. You know, we have a category of single mothers that believe in themselves, work hard for their money. They don't run after men for money. You know, that one now gave me the determination of, ooh, I want to take care of these girls the way I've been taking care of mine, and prove to the world that single mother can raise up great kids. And those who have seen my kids, those who have interacted with them when you come to visit us, I know you bear me witness. My kids are the best. My kids are good. My kids are on point, and I thank God for that. So that was another assumption. People wanted to know whether truly Gladys is a single mother. And that's why in the other video, if you scroll down here, you'll see a video I did on getting up close and candid with you people about myself. And on that video, I got a lot of questions. People were asking about my dating life. Are you dating? Are you looking forward to getting married? And such things and such things. And I confirmed I'm not dating. I'm concentrating with raising up the kids, because I am believing God. I'm believing God that when I'll start dating and when I will get married, yes, I still have hope to get married one day. God will provide that man that can marry a woman with 4 kids, because if the man is not ready to take my 3 fostered kids, I'm not for it. So if God brings that man that is ready to have a wife plus 4 kids, I have no problem. I'll get married, but I am very focused. Yeah, so those are the kind of assumptions that I used to get, and God has been faithful and gracious to us. And the last, oh, I would have forgotten. The other assumption is that I am intruding into my daughter's space. I am being unfair to my girl. I am not being sensitive to my girl who is a teenage now. I am not thoughtful of her. That was another. Oh my God, that should have even been number one. That was the biggest assumption everybody had. That my daughter is not happy, my daughter is not now satisfied, my daughter is feeling like her space has been intruded. But shock on me, even myself, and shock on everybody. Because as I mentioned in one of the follow-up video, even on this channel, when I was narrating about how I rescued the cows, I mentioned and I said there's a day things were very tough and hard economically, and I talked to my daughter and I told her I'm planning to take the girls to live in the village with my mother and school there, because life in the village is a bit cheaper. Then we support them when they are there. We send money for food, money for school. It's a bit cheaper when they're there. And I was trying to do that so that I can bring back my life, my normal life of me and my daughter in our house. But shock on me. That is the day I knew my girl loves these girls more than I do. Because she told me, Mommy, let me pray about it. Instead of getting excited, yeah, we are going back to our usual life, our normal life, me and Mommy, she said, no, Mommy, please let me pray about it. And when she prayed about it, she told me, Mom, God told me to ask you, have you ever taken me to live in the village and school in the village? I told her, no. There's no way I could take you to live and school in the village. Then she told me, then God told me to tell you, don't take my sisters to the village. The same way you sacrificed for me, sacrificed for my baby sisters. And I was like, oh. So you don't feel that your space is intruded? So you don't feel like these girls have come to take what is yours? So you don't feel like these girls have come to take Mommy's love away from you? She's the one insisting that the girl should actually stay. And I was like, ooh. That was a good confirmation that my girl is okay and comfortable having the girls in the house. Another day, I did a video about how she surprised me with a belated birthday cake. And it's down here. You can still watch it. And that day, I mentioned how on one occasion, she saved her money. The money, when she washes the car, I pay her. So the money she earns after washing the car, she saved that money and then realized that the big girl has outgrown all her shoes. She only had one pair remaining. And she realized that Mommy has got so many things to take care of. So the money that she earned after washing the car, she took the big girl, they went out and she bought her a pair of some very nice second-hand shoes. Very nice shoes. With her own money, without me knowing. That tells you this girl is comfortable having her baby sisters in the house. Another time, now that time when we were celebrating my belated birthday cake, she came from school, and when I picked her from school, she told me that she has saved some little pocket money, what she was supposed to use in school. She saved so that when she comes home, she can buy a birthday gift for the big girl, because when we celebrated her birthday, they were in school. And she went and bought her a very nice t-shirt. You'll see it on that video where I'm doing my belated birthday. A very nice t-shirt, a beautiful brand new. This time is not second hand, it was brand new. So what does that tell you? This girl is comfortable having these kids in our house. When they were new, when everybody would say no, now they're intruding her bedroom. Teenagers love privacy. Yeah, it's true, teenagers love privacy, but somehow God prepared my daughter in advance. She didn't mind sleeping in the same bedroom with these girls. She didn't mind how they were peeing on bed. Actually, when they were new, all the three of them were peeing on bed, but now it ended. They were peeing on bed, so you would enter into that bedroom and there's that bad smell, and she wouldn't mind that because God prepared her. The same God prepared me to be the single mother who is going to take these three girls. God prepared my daughter to be the only child who is now going to take her three sisters to be her baby sisters. So that assumption of I am not being fair to my child, I'm intruding into my child's space, I'm making my child feel that what is hers has been taken away, that assumption is not real. And people who still have that assumption, you should meet my daughter. If something happens and these girls are taken away, like let's say for example their legit relatives come and the court decides to give them the children, or the children's office believes to give them back their children, and you know, in that case we can't stop them. If that happens, my daughter would be the most greatly affected, because she loves them, she loves them so much. Every time she's asking me about, mommy, about how are my sisters, how are they doing. Every time I go to see her in school, she's very concerned about her sisters. So I thought I'd do a video on the kind of assumptions that I got after I received the girls, and there they are, and now you know the truth. Thank you for keeping it real. Thank you for remaining in this big family. We love you so much. We appreciate having you. Please write down there. I know even you had your own assumptions, and don't feel bad. Just write them there on the comment section, and now you know the truth. Just let us know the assumption that you had. I always laugh and feel nice when I'm reading through your comments, and I always do my best to reply. If you check, I have replied to most of your comments, and I will always be keeping efforts to do replies to all of your comments, because I really look forward to reading your comments. So when you first saw our video, when you heard of a single mother taking in 3 girls, what came into your mind? What was your assumption? Let me know. I love you guys. Please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, comment down there, and also share it. And if you really want to be getting to know when we post a new video, when it is still sizzling hot and new, click on the notification bell, and every time we have a new video, it will be notifying you that you need to watch a new video that is up. And so until the next one, bye. Love you guys. Mwah.